The story of Audemars Piguet beginning. Jules Louis Audemars and Edward Auguste Piguet are childhood friends that reconnect to form Audemars Piguet as we know it to be today. It is an independent Swiss watch brand with a strong innovative spirit, pride, passion, and expertise. Having been around for over 140 years, 4 generations have led this brand to success. Audemars Piguet's history shows that this brand influenced the watchmaking world considerably. That's why we'll be providing the brand story in this video to give you a better perspective. What is Audemars Piguet? Audemars Piguet Holding is a Swiss manufacturer of luxury mechanical watches and clocks, headquartered in Le Brassis, Switzerland. The company was founded by Jules Louis Audemars and Edward Auguste Piguet in the Vallée de Joux in 1875, acquiring the name Audemars Piguet and Sy in 1881. How did Audemars Piguet start? 1874 to 1881 founding years of Audemars Piguet. In the 1870s, both Audemars and Piguet were working separately. Audemars created complicated watch movements for different manufacturers to then finish and fit into their own cases. Piguet performed the final regulation. After they started working together in 1875, they continued the split function in different ways. Audemars oversaw the production and technical aspects of the watches while Piguet focused his time on sales and management. The name Audemars Piguet and Sy was first used in 1881. In 1892, the brand created the first minute repeater wristwatch. By 1899, the first Graham complication pocket watch was released by the pair, featuring a minute repeater, alarm, perpetual calendar, deadbeat seconds, chronograph, and split seconds hand. 1910s to 1960s, continuing a legacy. Audemars and Piguet both tragically passed away in 1980 and 1990, but the company continued forward and saw even more success. Continuing through to today, the brand was continued on by the next generation of Audemars and Piguet, this time sons Paul-Louis Audemars and Paul-Edouard Piguet. During the early mid-90s, the manufacturer continued to push for innovation within the watch community. The thinnest pocket watch caliber was released by the brand in 1925, while the first skeletonized pocket watch was released in 1934. In 1946, the brand launched the world's thinnest wristwatch. The first Audemars Piguet perpetual calendar wristwatch was released in 1957. The brand also holds the record for the first thinnest self-winding automatic caliber featuring a central rotor that had a thickness of 2.45 mm, released in 1967. 1970s challenge necessitates innovation. In the 1970s, the quartz crisis had an impact on traditional mechanical watchmakers. Just like other manufacturers, Audemars Piguet had to find new ways to stay at the forefront of watchmaking and stand out against quartz watches. This is where Gerald Genta, famed Swiss watch designer and artist, and the brand partnered to develop a new category of watches. Who invented it? In 1875, Jules Audemars created about 20 very complex movements, which he later used as collateral when he and Edward Piguet founded Audemars Piguet and Sy in 1881. These movements marked the beginning of Audemars Piguet growth of the business. Despite, or perhaps due to their steady growth, the manufacturers managed to retain much of the original character of their watches over the years. Today, Audemars Piguet strictly limits their production numbers to 40,000 pieces each year, and the brand continues to value its identity as an independent, family-run business. The manufacturer now employs some 1,600 individuals across 3 locations in Switzerland, and their financial performance is on par with that of other major Swiss brands. Estimates put AP 2018 revenue above the 1 billion Swiss franc mark. Audemars Piguet has celebrated a number of major success throughout their many years in the business. However, none compared to the development of their most iconic timepiece, the Royal Oak. This model remains the most popular AP watch to date. Sales figures on Chrono24 show that the Royal Oak accounts for 56% of all Audemars Piguet watches sold on the platform, outperforming both the Royal Oak Offshore, 35%, and the Millenary, 4%. But we aren't the only ones impressed by the Royal Oak. This legendary watch has been spotted gracing the wrists of numerous prominent athletes and musicians. Tennis star Serena Williams, rapper and record executive Jay-Z, and basketball legend LeBron James are all proud owners of the Royal Oak or Royal Oak Offshore. No one could have predicted the Royal Oak's success in the early 1970s. The watch industry was in the throes of the quartz crisis, but desperate times call for innovative measures. Manufacturers were looking for something that would reverse the tides of the industry, an unprecedented model that would inspire watch enthusiasts around the globe. With this monumental task in mind, Audemars Piguet turned to famous watch designer Gerald Genta. They commissioned him to design a stainless steel luxury sports watch. Within 24 hours, Genta had sketched the blueprint for what would become the brand's biggest hit on a napkin. At least, that's how the story goes. The resulting design exceeded all of the manufacturer's expectations. Its octagonal bezel with 8 imposing screws resembles a ship's porthole and has since become the model's signature feature. As is expected from Audemars Piguet, the utmost degree of finesse and craftsmanship goes into crafting each and every timepiece. Was it an overnight success? Not exactly. After release, the manufacturer spent a while biting their nails while the industry took its time to warm up to the revolutionary idea of a luxury timepiece made of stainless steel, something entirely unheard of up until that point. As we all know, however, the design would ultimately triumph and the Royal Oak would go from its simple beginnings in Le Brasses to a global sensation. Here are some facts about Audemars Piguet. The Royal Oak's design was an ingenious eureka. Gerald Genta, one of the most famous watch designers, was tasked on the eve of the 1971 Paris World Fair by Audemars Piguet to create an unprecedented steel watch design for all occasions, which was needed on the following morning. He was only given 24 hours on the task. Nevertheless, Genta stood up to the challenge and with an ingenious eureka, he created what was to become the Royal Oak. It would be the masterpiece of his career. The first prototypes were made in white gold. As the Royal Oak design was very complex and intricate, it was costly and difficult to machine the high-grade steel to justify the cost for the initial prototyping. The solution: fabricate them in white gold, which seems counterintuitive, as white gold is itself expensive and highly prized. Apparently, it is even more costly to mill the high-grade steel compared to the total cost of milling the white gold. This just goes to show how highly complex and intricate the parts of the Royal Oak was. It is named after a famous battleship. Genta felt that the name of the watch had to be nautical related as it was inspired by the diver's brass helmet. The Royal Oak was chosen as it came from the name of a series of 8 vessels belonging to Britain's Royal Navy. The Royal Navy christened the vessels with the name of the tree that infamously shielded King Charles II of England from the Roundheads following the Battle of Worcester in 1651. The bezel screws on Royal Oaks are made out of gold. The bezel screws on Royal Oaks may look like typical steel, but make no mistake, the current collection of Royal Oaks, with the exception of the Royal Oak Offshore, have their bezel screws made up of gold and white gold. Here are most notable models. Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin. Audemars Piguet jumps on the green dial bandwagon here with the Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin, this time swapping out the classic tapisserie dial with a beautiful smoked green sunburst one instead. 39mm timepiece comes clad in a full 950 platinum case, which makes it the first to sport this particular configuration, but manages to balance that heft by keeping the watch at only 8.1mm. This dressier take on the Royal Oak is paired with a self-winding manufacture caliber 2121, which powers the hours, minutes, and date to make for an extremely sleek and elegant take on the classic Royal Oak Offshore. Royal Oak Offshore received its first significant redesign with a new collection of dive watches. These feature a brand new caliber 4308 movement based on a similar time-only movement used in the Code 11.59. It has a pumped-up tapisserie dial in gray, navy blue, or olive green. The brand only featured the AP logo and put away the company's brand name signature. They all come in steel cases and are perfect for dives of up to 300 meters. The AP watches in this collection are equipped with a power reserve of 60 hours. The models come with detachable bracelets, and the rubber straps can be replaced by beige, black, or brown leather versions. Royal Oak Self-Winding Chronograph. Every version of the new Royal Oak Self-Winding Chronograph was produced in 18-karat pink gold cases. They come with a tapisserie dial of either a chocolate brown or navy blue color. They have 18-karat pink gold chronograph counters. This AP watch comes with a bracelet or a leather strap that matches the color of the dials. It features caliber 4401. Audemars Piguet continues to rank among the top watchmakers globally, and the Royal Oak also continues to be the face of the brand and their most successful series. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.